Look at it. What the fuck?
What the hell is that?
Okay.
Get over there.
It's kind of a hairy dude, isn't it?
Hey, welcome to Fort Fritz. This is episode 53. I'm your host, Fritz, and I got Man Daddy Kaz Angela. Look at that fucking thing.
What is that thing? It's
okay, that's weird.
It is kind of. I mean, it looks human. Kind
it's
of
working.
It's like digging in the dirt for you or something. It's
not destroying. It appears to be cultivating.
Yeah, it's gardening. It's It's like a hoe. It's got.
That's the fucking thing I saw under my bed, though.
That was living under your bed.
Under your bed?
Yes.
Come on.
I want it dead. I want the fucking entire.
No.
Yes.
How tall is your bed?
Dead.
Because that thing's.
We're looking at the back of something in the garden. How do you know it was in your bed, under your bed?
Yeah.
How drunk were you?
Did it garden under your bed? Do you have like a garden under your bed?
Well, I've got a bunk bed.
Oh, okay.
I sleep up top.
Wait. Who sleeps in the bottom bunk?
Thank you.
Wait.
I want this thing dead.
What?
Why?
I want its family dead. I want everything
No.
dead.
No.
It's weird. Look at it. Come on, look at it.
He's tending to the grounds. You've got a Bigfoot, and now you got a little foot tending to your grounds.
So many different things
It's
here.
like a little Bigfoot.
Many
it's like
of
a
them have
4-foot Bigfoot.
Delightful conversations with us. We don't have to kill them.
Yeah.
No.
You always go straight to kill. Why can't you be peaceful like me?
Can you guys start helping me kill it?
No.
Let's say
Are you guys serious?
Well-
Wait, whoa.
I don't know.
I'm down, actually.
I haven't killed anything in a
No.
little bit.
It's been a little bit. I'm a
Okay,
little fighty
first of
tonight.
all, you're a sociopath.
Yeah,
Just,
of course.
you
they are.
need to kill something?
No, I don't need to. It's just it's been a while, and so you like to keep in practice. You like to get
Kaz?
get rusty.
I just it's not. Maybe I don't want to kill it.
Fritz?
I don't want it. Yeah.
I just want to help my friend.
I just want a little combat.
Combat. That's it. We go to combat time. Combat mode.
Combat time.
Combat mode. All right. All right. We got to use these pots, these pans. We got armor. We got plenty of knives in the kitchen. This is going to be
No.
great. Okay.
No.
Just wrap my legs in aluminum
You
foil
had
for
a
some
whole
reason.
thing.
I don't know.
Aluminum
What?
foil?
Yeah, I don't know. It looks cool. Is it done?
It's going to protect your brain?
My knees.
Oh.
Are you guys attacking my Boggart?
You know this thing?
Is it yours?
His name is it a
Boggart?
Boggart or is his name Boggart?
The fuck is a Boggart?
Yeah,
Humphrey?
Boggart Humphrey.
Do you guys know what a Boggart is?
No
No,
idea.
You guys are attacking my Boggart?
Yeah, we're going into combat.
Preparing to attack.
Yeah.
When you put it that
Melee.
way,
Planning.
no, because I didn't know it belonged to you.
I mean,
Right.
We don't have to if you like the guy thing.
At least explain to us.
Stand down, boys. Stand down.
You guys, a Boggart is an English folklore creature, known to be somewhat of a household ogre or a spirit.
A household
ogre. Like Shrek.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, but
All right.
that's pretty big to have walking around your house. This
Well,
guy's
he's lovely.
He's a big dude.
Bright green.
Look at yourselves, guys. Look at yourselves.
Oh, damn.
Ogreish.
kind of. I see it. I
fair
see
enough.
it. I see
the
it.
nose.
I mean, I've already drawn that comparison. It's a little late.
Living inside the home, or outside even, mostly in the northwest England region. Other names for it include bug, bugbear, boogie, bogan, boogeyman, boggle.
Bogeyman.
So this is kind of like a bugaboo.
Kind of.
Close. Presumably, all derived from the Welsh word of bwg. Regardless of the name, they're always regarded as malevolent.
Oh.
Ooh, that's bad.
That's not a good thing. So why are you protecting this evil gardening thing that we were just about to beat the crap out of?
All right, well, listen. It's a magical being whose name you might recognize mostly from the Harry Potter series.
Never read it.
No?
No, because I'm an
Anyone?
adult.
Anyone read this?
I watched the first movie. It was
No,
good.
no
It was
one
good.
read this.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm
We're
sorry.
grown men. We don't
Yeah,
fucking read
yeah.
Harry Potter.
J.K. Rowling wrote them as shapeshifters to resemble the beholder's worst fear. However, folklore presents them as having a fixed appearance, which we'll get to later. Boggarts also appear as boggles in the Chronicles of Narnia,
Okay.
and then as an actual boggart in Susan Cooper's The Boggarts, or The Boggart and the Monster, who are books written that are in modern literature now. And speaking of names, a boggart should never be given one.
Ooh.
Oh, so you can't call it
Clyde.
You can't call
Clyde.
it just George. Because if named, a boggart will not be reasoned with nor persuaded and will become uncontrollable and destructive. In the home, boggarts are known to cause mischief or for things to just disappear. Maybe if food goes bad before it should, a boggart is to blame.
they're like ghost cats.
Ghost cats.
Pushing shit
What
off.
is a ghost cat?
Pushing shit off shelves, breaking stuff, pooping
Pretty
in
much.
the boots.
pooping in boots.
It's like Puss in Boots' evil twin.
Puss in Boots and poop in
Poopin'
boots.
Puss in Boots is like, if I find the motherfucker what's been shitting in my boots.
At night, they pull your sheets off of you.
Son of a bitch.
Oh, yeah.
Or they can crawl into your bed and pull your ear. Or place a clammy hand on your face.
Hairy, clammy, wet.
Isn't that gross? Like,
Yeah,
why would
just-
you want to touch your face while you're sleeping?
And just the whole palm.
Yeah, the
Just
whole clammy, gross.
I like his style. These are very weird hauntings. It's like
Mess
make your
with
food
you.
go bad and like tug on your ear and then just put his whole hand on your
Like
face.
all inconvenient, weird things. Like,
I'm not terrified. I'm just ticked off.
put your toilet paper roll the opposite way.
What's weirder about that though? Like waking up to a wet, clammy hand, or waking up to a note and having no recollection, and just seeing this note. I put my wet, clammy hand on your face last night.
For like a minute.
And you're like, ew.
Ugh. Yeah.
And not slapping it, just kind of laying it
Oh,
right there, just
yeah.
holding it there as long as you
That's
can.
that's
Letting it get all
advanced
humid
bullying.
and weird.
So when you pull it off, it's like,
Yeah. Oh,
Like a quarter pound of roast beef. Cold.
yeah. Boggarts who live in places like marshes instead of homes dabble in even darker delights.
Nice. Good alliteration.
Thank you. Like the abduction of children and sometimes adults.
ooh.
All right.
No one knows what a boggart will do to you once they get you, but everyone suspects that they devour you as you're never seen again.
So, and also it's assumed that when the boggart gets you, you're done. So
You're
no
done.
one can really tell, right? It's like
The
there
house
are no
boggarts are
survivors.
pretty lazy. They do clammy
They climb
clammy
on your bed,
hands
yeah.
and sheets.
They do the clammy hand. Hit you with
Yeah.
a quick clammy hand.
Marsh boggarts. They
Feral.
kill you.
Feral
They
ghost.
kill you.
Well,
They're
it's
feral.
harder in the marsh.
And
man.
what's this guy? Is this
house-
guy a house or a marsh? I mean,
I mean, we're in a house.
You know,
kind of.
He's a house boggart.
better be.
He's just
God.
cranky, obviously.
have you felt any like clammy hands on your face? Would you like to?
Again, the note says why I brought it up.
Hopefully, this guy isn't into like nighttime teabagging or something like that. Just to
Is that what
really
it
mess
is?
with you.
Oh,
Maybe that was just like the polite sort
I
of
thought that was
old
the clammy
England.
hands.
We call it the clammy hands, but
This is
they
a British
hands.
way of putting it. Hit it with the old clammy hands last night. What?
So you guys have been getting these notes too, or no?
No, just you.
Son of a bitch.
Oh man, that's tough.
The recorded appearance of boggarts tends to vary. Home boggarts and marsh boggarts are almost different creatures in terms of malevolence and size. The more common would be the home boggart, who are described as being very human-like, but grotesque and disturbing.
Evil.
Evil. One written account describes one as a squat, hairy man.
I love the term squat.
Yeah.
Squat. You could never use that to describe someone and have it come out good. Like,
No.
man,
Oh,
I
you're
met this
very
girl.
squat.
She had this wonderful personality, these really blue eyes. She's squat. So nice.
Immediately.
It's just everything's
Immediately.
ruined after that.
Everything's very, like, feral and weird.
It just blows it all away. It's like, okay, what?
Oh man, she's so squat.
She's squat AF.
I like this description. Strong as a 6-year-old horse. Is that when horses like peak?
That's
that-
horse peak.
is that-
That's horse
But
peak.
who was able to judge that metric?
I don't know.
Who wrestled one and goes, this is just like that 6-year-old horse I wrestled last
Men
week.
who live with horses.
Sir, you have the energy of a 6-year-old horse.
Yeah, I
Not
think
an 8-year-old.
What kind
Not a
of like
5-year-old at all.
they can live like 25, 30 years, I think.
Something like that.
Horses?
Yeah.
like cats? They can live about 20 years.
Yep.
Yeah. And with arms almost as long as tackle poles. For those of you who don't know, that is long as fuck.
Yes.
That's like
Sounds like
that's like double arm.
Oh yeah, but are they just as thin too? Because that'd be even creepier. Just these long, like
With-
quarter-inch
spaghetti.
length
With lures hanging off of them.
treble hooks and shit.
Yeah.
Bobbers.
Lures and bobber hands. Marsh boggarts are said to take on a more beast-like form, such as a calf with long, shaggy hair and eyes like saucers, trailing a long chain that made a noise like a bang of hounds.
Good description.
There is a specific story of the Grizzlehurst Boggart in Lancashire. There was an author who interviewed a couple in 1861. And they said that a boggart was buried at a nearby bend in the road under an ash tree. And despite being buried, the boggart was still able to create trouble.
Oh, bastard.
The farmer's wife claimed just 2 weeks earlier had heard doors banging in her farmhouse at night, then loud laughter, and she saw 3 candles just gleaming in her farmhouse. Then the loud laughter again.
Never good.
And then blue light and a creature with red burning eyes.
Always
Always with the
with the red burning eyes. What is that?
Leaping about.
Leaping about. Just having a good old time.
I'm leaping about. I'm having a leap about.
I would love to see you leaping about. I really would.
Just
At night
wait.
outside my barn, just leaping around.
A boggart leap about.
Hashtag.
And then the following morning, like many marks of cloven hooves were seen outside the house.
Ooh.
And they said that the boggart had unhitched their own horse and overturned their cart.
Now,
This was in 1861.
who killed the boggart and buried him? Because, I mean, how did they know there was a buried boggart? Did they
You know what? This story has a little holes in it.
I know, Boggart's buried.
There was a buried boggart.
Maybe it was some kind of medium who came up. You know,
I mean, there's different kinds. They're in your house. They're in the swamp. Someone's got to have interacted with and run afoul a boggart.
Sure.
And been like, you know what? No, not today.
During
I'm
the
gonna
day.
bury you under an ash tree somewhere. And he's like, all right, go ahead.
Under an ash
Go ahead and see what
tree.
happens.
I'll become even more mighty.
I'll bang on farm doors all night.
All night.
Laugh my ass off and have a leap about.
You can't even make it through that.
That's actually what's written on his tombstone.
Confusing travelers from all around the world. Why does it say that? Just hang out. Just hang out at night. You'll see this shit. It's crazy.
And the farmer said, I never gave it a name and stated that he would never dig near its grave. And I brought up before, you'd never name a boggart. Otherwise, it just creates unruly behavior in your house.
So what did he name the boggart?
He didn't name it.
Oh, thank God.
He didn't. People say that hanging a horseshoe on the door and leaving a pile of salt outside of your bedroom keep a boggart away.
So that's where the horseshoe thing comes from?
That's interesting.
Because that's, a horseshoe over the door, that's always been a symbol of good luck. And I didn't know if it had a boggart attachment.
Yep.
Damn.
People were hiding that information from you?
Because there's one in my garage. There's a little horseshoe above the doors. That's why we have no boggarts. I mean, seriously, I've been there 8 years.
There it is.
Not one boggart. It fucking works, people.
Well, see? Horseshoes, no boggarts.
Yeah, it's just that simple.
Also, the Navajo Indian, or the Dine, they have, talisman, like 2 crossed arrows, and they bless them, and then they will put them at the opening of each hogan. Because an evil spirit apparently knows they can't cross that threshold. So, that's like an ancient
Just
kind of like
someone's hip to your
religious
shit. Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Like, nah, I got it.
That's interesting.
I feel like all cultures understand a crossing of things is like no.
Yep.
Yeah, vampires got to be invited. It's so interesting that pure evil always has rules.
It was believed that helpful household sprites could turn into malevolent boggarts if offended or ill-treated. And once they latch onto a household, they follow families no matter where they run.
There's like attached.
Nice.
So once they're with the family, they're with the family.
If you piss off one of these boggarts, they're like, well, I guess we're living forever together, just like real families do.
Hope you like balls on your face while you sleep.
Hating everyone every moment of the day.
Give you the old clammy hand.
We need to separate, but touch my face with the clammy face.
Guys, shh. Shut up.
What?
Okay. The boggart is walking towards the front door.
Oh, damn it.
Make sure, Cass, can you make sure the front door's locked?
Yeah,
Why?
get that.
Why are we having to lock him out?
Well,
No,
because what did you just hear? What you just said? I mean, we
This
accidentally.
guy's fine.
Yeah, guy. If we accidentally, we got make sure that dude. Don't say his name. He's gonna rip us apart or something.
Son of a bitch.
Hey,
man.
you.
Those
Hey.
sunflowers look good.
They look about as good as they're gonna
What are you
get.
doing with the boots? Oh my God, dude.
Listen, I was gardening.
Were you?
Fritz,
Dude.
Fritz, I'm a part of you.
How long have you been here, man?
Like, in the garden, like 3 or 4 hours. I gotta take off these boots.
Oh, my...
Okay, so...
Whoa. Hey, man.
What?
Dude.
Your boots are really super dirty. I just vacuumed in here.
I just spent 4 hours in the garden.
I know, but now you're going to spend like 6 hours with me vacuuming.
Angela,
It's
you
terrible.
have to be fucking... How long has he been living here that he's doing this outside?
Why is this a problem? all of
It's a
sudden?
problem to me.
It's a problem to me that
I
the
want
floor's
it to be-
dirty.
That's not a problem to me.
Guys,
It's a problem to me that there's a monster standing here talking to us. And he lives here. And how are you okay with
Shut
this?
up, man, daddy.
Okay, listen. If you think that this thing is okay,
extremely tense situation.
I don't like dirt. You guys like
You know
living in a
what?
dirty
I'm
house?
gonna go to my room
Okay.
because this is
has
too-
a room.
I feel like Mom and Dad are fighting
Angela,
right now.
I'm not
and it's
okay with
making
this.
me sad.
go to
You
your room.
consider them your mom and dad?
This is really weird.
This is creepy
going-
as hell.
I feel very strange about this
You should.
situation.
Going to my room.
There he is. He's traipsing off. Look at him. Look, he thinks he owns this place.
Why? Why do you say
Unbelievable.
He's walking up the stairs
Just because he's using
to
the
his
stairs?
room.
And he's in my... Did you...
Yeah, that was
He's
your
in
room.
my
totally
room.
your room.
That's
You
my
walked straight
room.
into
Totally
your
your room.
Yeah, you can follow where he went because he brought a lot of dirt in here.
He lives in your
What's with the
room. You got a demon living in your room.
That's my room. You guys heard... You saw it.
What do
He
you
went
even do?
in-
You spend no time up there. You're
Yeah.
always down here, like peeking around, like
No, I'm
digging
up
stuff
there.
up.
Your
and,
room,
like,
what are you doing there?
I edit this podcast. That's what I do in
Yeah,
the
but
room.
but you've never spent the night here at Fort Fritz.
Not one night.
You're listening to Fort Fritz.
Right, welcome back to Fort Fritz. We're just creeping up here kind of carefully. We're going to go into Fritz's bedroom and see what's going on with this Boggart.
Yeah, easily go into my bedroom. Come on. I don't know what I have out or...
You don't know?
Yeah, there's clothes. I don't know. Don't make me go into it.
I don't want to talk about your clothes.
There
Thank you.
just shouldn't be a bed. It should just be a room that you like here and no bed, and then this entire problem
Did
is
you
solved.
bring a whole bed here?
Yeah, of course.
2 beds, bunk.
Yeah, it's a bunk bed. Well, I like sleeping up high.
Jesus.
What else did you call out?
Or
I
what
don't-
if something's underneath that also
Exactly.
cohabitates in your room and you don't know about it because you don't sleep there?
Dude, this Boggart, and it doesn't have a name, right? You said don't name it,
Don't
right?
name it. It'll follow you forever.
It just seems like Yep. It seems like it's an America song, and I don't know what it is, but it's in my bedroom, and I think we need to open up the door and go in there and see what's going on.
You open up the door.
All right.
You're the one who has all the problems.
All right.
It's your room. Deal with
Kaz,
it.
get that chair ready, like we talked about,
Yeah.
What?
with a pub beating.
Chair's always ready.
Okay, here we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
Oh,
Hey guys.
Hey,
Hey, dude.
Hey, man.
Dick.
You?
Dude, is my name Dude?
No. You're just a dude. You're
You
a
have no
dude. You're a
name.
dude. You're
Hey
a dude.
Dude was pretty good, actually.
Yeah. No. You're just hey.
You're
Like he's
just
dude. He's a
hey.
dude. She's a dude. Even we're
Hey,
all
man.
dudes. We're all dudes
why
here.
are you in
Going on?
my room, man?
This is our room. Fritz,
No,
we talked about it.
most certainly is not your
I
room.
put the clammy hands on your face and
I-
whispered in
Again,
your
with the
ear.
note.
Oh
That
my
was the note I
God.
was talking.
gross.
So you
Regardless-
have been sleeping here.
I
told
don't
him.
want.
He was dozing,
I don't want
Oh.
to
Does
go
a
into
nap
this.
count? I don't know.
resting his eyes.
How long have you been here?
Like a couple of years.
Are you mocking the
Yes,
Boggart?
of course I am mocking the
That's
Boggart.
probably not a good
Why?
idea.
He's
'Cause
so
look at him.
He's a
aggressive.
hairy demon thingy.
He's
What do you
wearing
do to me
horse
when I sleep
panties.
besides touch my face?
Pull on your ear and whisper sweet things. to you.
I'll put on my ears and
Oh,
I've
come on.
never seen you be so
That is-
derogatory.
This guy.
rude.
I am officially despondent.
Yeah.
You
well,
should be.
you
I am
should be.
offended for you.
I believe you, Boggart.
Boggart writes, man.
I feel like this
Boggart
has
lives matter.
gotten way out of control. And
Yeah?
I forgot where the scene was going. He mocks me so viciously.
It's
and I-
rude.
I love him.
Quite a
Please,
dick.
I feel like I can't even get my point across. When I'm,
Go on.
well, you see me as a monster.
You are.
A little monstery, Miss Monsterish. Can we
Some
say?
people would see you as a monster.
We do.
How
You wear little
rude.
horse-skin panties.
Yeah, we're not happy with that. We're not happy.
I
No
can
one
see your
enjoys it.
thighs, and they are not defined.
I can only be me.
Well,
I need help, you guys. I need help. I'm in need of help.
You're mocking a guy who
Wait.
needs help.
There is a scary fucking monster that lives under my bed.
What?
wait, who?
You're the monster who lives under the bed.
No,
I
don't,
have a
don't
bed
judge.
under this. I don't sleep under his bed.
Where do you sleep?
In a room under his bed.
Wait
There's
a
a
minute.
room under
Wait.
his bed?
What?
Oh.
My room.
So you have a room
Oh.
under you have a room in his room. There's a room inside a room. Like, is this like a Tesseract room, like a fourth dimensional cube thing going on?
I haven't been down there in a while.
Haven't-
Full
Why?
disclosure.
Okay.
This guy is pretty scary. He calls himself El Cucuy.
What?
Jesus Christ.
that?
No. Shove the Boggart under the fucking bed.
What?
No more of him.
No.
Wait.
Put him back
You
in his
seem like
hole.
a
We're
nice
not fucking
guy.
with
You
the
seem-
Cucuy.
What's
Kaz,
wrong?
Kaz, that's very rude.
Yeah,
Listen,
that's very
Kaz.
rude.
Okay, listen. How dare you disrespect a guest on our
You
podcast?
were just disrespecting the hell out of that guest. That's really rude of you.
I've
Fuck
been the most polite
propriety.
person here.
No.
Fuck propriety. Fuck, whatever you were talking about. El Cucuy is a dangerous thing. and
Gesundheit.
Thank you. El Cucuy is a dangerous thing, and we need to avoid and seal off. I don't want to say burn. We burn a lot of stuff, but let's seal this area off because he's of Mexican descent, which is not a negative thing, but he is definitely of Mexican descent. I'm listing out the facts about El Cucuy. He's of Mexican descent, and he is a scary monster, and not in like in a fictitious, like I'm trying to cast dispersion on a group of people. This is a legitimate monster that has no form and sleeps under your bed and eats children.
Ooh.
And says like mocking shit to you. Obviously, he made this guy super sad.
Extremely.
Oh, see?
Because that's sad.
I want to comb his fur.
Why are you being so mean to the dude?
I know.
I hate him. I hate that man.
You guys are being a
Daddy?
jerk.
You don't even know what he does to you. You're asleep. Why are you sleeping here?
Yeah, you shouldn't be sleeping here. You know
I'm
that?
not sleeping here.
The El
I'm not-
Cucuy is going to come up 2 levels from underneath your fucking bed and get your ass.
I'm not spending the night here. That's the
Well,
stipulation.
you're sleeping.
Thank you. I can sleep here.
You're definitely not doing any gardening because this
Yeah.
guy's doing all of the
What
work.
are you doing?
He does absolutely nothing.
See, even the furry
Sits
guys.
here and mutters to himself.
I like this guy even less.
So the story of El Cucuy is one of it's a colonialist transfer, right? Like the Portuguese had this like terrifying boogeyman monster that they had, and in the 15th century, and as they colonized parts of South America and Mexico, these legends intertwined with the local histories and scary stories and became something else. So the origins of El Cucuy is the story of the cocoa. And the cocoa is, if it sounds familiar to you, cocoa nut. It was when the
Coco beware.
Put the lime in the coconut. You mix it all up.
Harry Nilsson points.
when Portuguese sailors landed on this particular island, they encountered some native inhabitants who had the practice of putting heads on spikes, defeated enemies' heads on spikes.
That's such a baller move, isn't it? You know,
It's something.
It made a mark on these men because they took that legend essentially back, and it became this what am I trying to say?
Not sure. I'm not looking at my phone.
There was this connection with the local fruit on this island that the indigenous
Trevor?
people that the indigenous people were on native to, and it was the coconut. So if you know, the coconut has the two little eyes and then the mouth hole. If you're looking at it, it looks almost like a little face, right?
Yeah,
There's three
like a
holes
little
on the
bowling
coconut. Yeah. So this legend came back with the Portuguese sailors, and then eventually kind of took root in the settled areas as this scary sort of entity that would come and you would tell it to your children so they would behave, right? It was like the cocoa is going to come and get you. This scary thing. It was an apparition. Sometimes it didn't have a head. Sometimes it was holding its
Jesus
head
Christ.
in its hand. And also, interestingly enough, one of the depictions of it is of a pumpkin or of a lit melon with 3 holes in it with a candle inside. So it's sort of an early, what's the guy's name?
Jack-o'-lantern?
Jack-o'-lantern.
Yeah.
I thought it was
Will o' the Wisp.
Ichabod Crane.
Ichabod Crane. That's what I was
the
thinking.
Headless Horseman.
Ichabod Crane's not really the Headless Horseman.
That's who wrote it.
No,
Ichabod Crane's the character.
Who's Johnny Depp?
That was Ichabod Crane. He played
Johnny
that
Depp played Ichabod
Johnny
Crane.
So they took this legend back to them to Portugal, and it actually ends up being a similar etymology and pronunciation of a more ancient monster called the Cog, which was a dragon.
Ooh,
That's
a
C-O-G?
medieval dragon. COG. It's so in this particular region of Spain, Catalonia, is Portugal, Spain, that like northern part. The Cog is basically like the nature antagonist. It was like the men are going to go out and face like the Cog. They're going to go out and sail out into whatever, and the Cog might get them, or they're going to go out into the wilderness, and the Cog is going to end up getting them.
It's kind of like a sprightly, malevolent spirit.
Right. So this kind of like nebulous, kind of anything goes monster.
So sometimes they're going to go out there and sack the Cog.
Jesus. Really?
Count it!
Count it.
Oh, I'm counting that one, Angela.
Okay.
Look, I come from a long line of Cog sackers.
I
so
bet.
I think that's really offensive to deny
That was ruthless. Jeez.
Rude
It was ruthless and
to
rude.
my heritage of Cog sacking.
It's a little too close to home.
So as the legend transferred into Mexico from conquistadors, etc., and that's a hard etc., right? Obviously, terrible atrocities happened, but the legend came over. Right, the legend came over from Spain of this dragon monster, and when it was relayed to the subjugated indigenous population, it sort of transferred, and they took on. They didn't really know what a dragon was, so it took on the local kind of flavor of whatever it was. So. As such, it is amorphous. It doesn't have shape. It is
Nice.
whatever the
Good word.
local thing is that is scary. That's what it is. Some places, some people describe it as a large man with a cape and a hood with red eyes.
Always,
and,
there it is again. Always the red eyes.
Red eye.
interestingly enough, one big red ear.
Just one.
Just one?
One big one.
Left
So
Why
you
or
is
can
right?
hear.
that terrifying? Because it is. I don't know why, but that's just.
Does it say if it's left or right? Just
I
one?
think it's the right. I think they do say. And that is the
Right.
derecho
red right ear.
or izquierda.
A la derecho. Yeah.
That age.
Derecho.
It's got 2 red eyes, 1 big red ear, and also it's got a public consciousness, like kind of mass
It's the
hallucination
thing-
vibe with it.
right,
Everyone
it's-
kind of believes in it.
If you think about it from like where it started, it was the Cog, right? This medieval dragon that was just like the thing that would get you if you left the bounds of safety, right? Like the Cog is going to get you if you go out in the forest. It's going to get you if you go out into the sea or whatever. This is medieval times when people weren't like, as smart as we are now.
Wow.
Yeah, not really.
So I just teed that one up for you.
It was perfect. Alley-oop.
So what the fuck was I talking about? The Cog, and he was okay. So similar, this becomes kind of the boogeyman of the time, right? In Spanish culture, and then into South American. It's whatever you are doing that is upsetting me, as an abuela, as like an older Hispanic granny. I'm going to tell you the thing that you don't know about is coming to get you, right? Like it's a very open-ended punishment, but it's also whatever the fuck the kid's afraid of. Like it's a bear, or it's like a big scary man who's gonna put you in a sack or
Yeah.
whatever. So he can take on many forms, is what I'm saying. So could be you, it could be Angela, it could be
I
Man
didn't
Daddy.
sign up
We don't
on
know
this.
who.
It could be my uncle.
Could be the Boggart. Maybe the Boggart shapeshifted. The
Oh
Cucuy, and
my
that's
Oh
like.
my God.
Oh man, that's like the Born Identity. I never saw that. Was that?
Wait, what?
I take offense to any and all comparisons to this monster. I am a gainfully employed taxpayer in the state of Florida.
How does a Boggart get taxpayer
Wait.
status?
Wait,
So,
who employed you full time?
The interesting thing about the Cucuy, there's like a guy recently sort of dug up the bits and pieces of the scattered folklore around him and put together his official recount of the origins of the Cucuy, or at least the most popular attack of the Cucuy. So, once upon a time, a man lived in a small Mexican village. His wife died, and he was left to raise his 3 girls on his own.
That's extremely sad. That's way sadder than the shit I've been going through.
Wow.
Doesn't sound like it.
The youngest of the three daughters was very helpful. She recognized that without the mom, she was going to have to spend time around the house cleaning, doing chores, helping out. And the father was really appreciative of this.
Yeah, of course.
The 2 older daughters were not as helpful. They saw the younger one as the goody two-shoes, the trying to be the good one. They were always sort of playing pranks on her.
That's trifling.
Trifling ass Mexican daughters.
Bitch ass.
Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not...
Girls are mean.
Hijas.
Yeah.
Hijas, right?
Boys fuck things up. Girls will fuck you up.
Yeah, they will. I know. Why are you looking at me? You're locking eyes with me as you're saying this.
I'm threatening you.
I know you are. It's very uncomfortable to me. That's all I'm saying.
The younger daughter would plead with the sisters, and she was met with laughter and derision. And I'm quoting from an article by Robert Bitto in Mexico Unexplained.
Wait, what is that?
Let's just go with it. The youngest was helpful. The older 2 were being
Useless.
shitty, and they were always kind of playing pranks on her, etc. She would clean up, and they'd go and throw dirt on the floor that she had just swept up.
Well,
just being mean.
Terrible.
So one day the younger daughter went to her father and said she pled with him. Pleaded. She pleaded to help out, and it only seemed to make matters worse. They increased their bullying. They were now ready to be violent with her, etc. They would, obviously prank on her. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, dunk on her.
They say the same thing.
There's nowhere to go.
They
but
were just
murder
like
wedgies for days.
Yeah.
Dunk on her.
Someone must die at this
Just
end.
posterize. The father then decides he's had enough, and
Yep.
he's going to call the Cucuy to come and get them. The older
Wow,
girls.
that's a little extreme.
The older
gotta do
girls
what you
thought
gotta
it was
do
funny.
sometimes.
Well, so I think at this point everybody's kind of like, yeah, the Cucuy, right? The 2 older girls are like, okay, Dad, yeah, get the
Maybe
Cucuy.
like Super Nanny first, but all right.
What was her name? Nanny McPhee?
I don't know what that means.
Nanny McPhee.
I'm super.
There are other options, by the way.
Just nannies. Different nannies. Well, none of them are. Yeah.
Get Jackson Galaxy in there to mess with
Yeah.
the cats.
My kids from hell.
So the girls thought this was funny, but the father knew that because he knew about the Cucuy's big red ear, that it could hear from distances up to 250 miles away.
Who judged that? Who was like, okay, what are we, 251? Hey, Cucuy, you're a dick. Yeah, say nothing. I think we found it. I think we found the butter zone.
The butter
Just like scream that in the night every night.
Nice.
Maybe there's like
Cucuy
a
call.
like a newsletter group. I don't know.
Sure enough, Cucuy hears it, right?
Because that big fucking ear.
That ear.
Always does.
It's
Those red ears.
Yeah, thank you.
The townsfolk reported seeing a large, upright, hairy creature enter their little village. The creature made a beeline to the house of the widower and snatched the 2 older girls.
Get
The
'em.
Cucuy swiftly took the girls to his mountain hideaway, a dark cave with a deep pit. He put the girls in the pit and fed them 1 tortilla a day. And
Well,
How Mexican is this demon?
Oh my god.
he's just in there in his cave making tortillas and just like tossed them down to them.
Because if you have a better way for me to make tortillas and to feed all you assholes, I would love to hear it.
Cucuy's
snickering, talking
tortillas.
shit in the hole like I'm.
Yep.
He's
I
just
gotta-
shooting tortillas.
Cucuy tortillas.
So barely enough to keep them alive. After about a week, a goat herd tending his flock managed to find the girls and extricate them from the Cucuy's cave and brought them back to their father to reunite them. The disobedient daughters told their father that they begged him to never call the Cucuy on them again, and the father never did because the girls never gave him reason to.
And then never ate tortillas ever again.
Tortillas be really
Or they
ruined
were just
for
like,
you know?
You know what? Were the Cucuy tortillas better than the ones that we get here at the house, Dad? What are you doing? He's mashing the corn with rocks or something.
The
in there?
tortillas were never the same again.
They were never the same again. I wonder if he made flour or corn tortillas.
I think flour. When I envision it in my mind, I think flour. I mean, that's just wishful thinking.
I thought corn.
Well,
I was thinking corn seems more traditional.
right.
Yeah,
you know,
Cucuy
you
corn.
guys are racist.
Cucuy corn.
And then, so the daughters ended up growing up in this Mexican town, and their great-great-grandchildren are known as being the most polite and well-behaved children in the country because no one wants the Cucuy to return.
Because nothing's better to rear your children than rearing them with complete abject terror.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know,
At the end of the
just
day,
lie to them with fear.
Yeah.
It's fine.
if you get, have you fear-mongered today? Hashtag, have you fear-mongered today? They're going to
Because-
Twitter.
Well, and it's easy to do
Nothing's
to a
better than
kid,
live their
too,
life with
right?
just a bunch of anxiety for no reason.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
So, yeah, no, he can take the shape of whatever we're most afraid of. And it seems
not
that you
good.
are most afraid of this sad little gardening man.
Yeah, why is he so sad?
Because you're mean to him.
Yeah, you're really, really mean.
You're right.
You're
I've
also
never seen you
mock
be such
him.
a jerk.
He told us he has this terrifying monster that lives under his bed. Way more terrifying than he is to you.
and you don't even care.
No.
Where's your
because-
sympathy?
Well, because he's scared of this thing, right?
Yeah?
Well, I'm no longer scared of the Boggart, although he is very, very sad, and I would love to help him out. So if I'm not scared of the Boggart anymore, I want to check out the El Cucuy. If he says it is an El Cucuy, I want to check out this El Cucuy.
That sounds like a horrible
What
idea.
did we? Yeah. What about what I just said didn't register with
Yeah.
you? It takes the shape of whatever you are most afraid of, and then horrifies you into a cave and feeds you only one tortilla a day.
But I hear they're really good tortillas. They're like artisanal.
No
you
one
know,
can
like-
really
Do you like
vouch
corn
for
or
them
flour
because
tortillas?
they don't know if they're corn or flour.
I would assume it's a corn tortilla.
Well, now we have to go and find out. Now we have to know if it's a corn or a flour tortilla.
It is
You're
a
right.
hard or soft.
And I'm
As a
hungry.
gourmand,
I've got $5
I
on
feel
it
like
being
that's-
a corn tortilla.
Yeah, I mean,
hard or
I'm,
soft.
Soft.
I'm thinking soft.
wow.
You
Put
know,
your money where your mouth is, Angel.
soft corn, hard flour.
I'm saying soft corn.
you're into soft corn.
So you're hedging your
Soft
bets.
corn noir.
You're hedging your bets. All right. Let's throw down then. Let's get the money on the table and let's take a little break.
All right, the bets are down, and we're going to find out if it's soft, hard, corn, or flour. You're listening to Fort Fritz.
You guys following me?
We need to get out of here.
All right. Walking. Are you walking down? Why are you guys all weird? Fritz, walk down some stairs. Why are you being weird about this?
It's
There's
dark.
a monster down here.
And
You're
also,
the
I didn't-
monster
Oh my
here.
God.
Have we been over this?
I didn't know that there was a. Forgive me, but it's a little disconcerting knowing that there's a monster living under my bunk bed, and that there's another room under my room, which the Boggart lives in. So,
And
there
he
you go.
claims that there's a monster under his bed as well.
Which I don't
So,
buy.
I would agree that feng shui rules that does create a lot of chaos. So
A lot.
Yeah, that's weird.
Does
Also-
feng shui actually involve monsters? Like, okay, if you're going to have monsters.
That's the whole
you wanna-
thing about feng shui.
You just want to put your monsters
It's
by your
avoiding
water
monsters.
effect.
Yeah,
Avoiding monsters.
I think the hypothetical / literal monster. Yeah, I think there's
okay.
a lot of that.
Also, there's no such thing as monsters living under your bed. It's stupid.
I agree.
He's right
Actually,
How does that work with a bunk bed, though?
there. He's under. So it's like double under.
you guys should come into the foyer. It's
Okay,
actually a
all
really
right.
nice space
Oh
down
my
there.
God, this is the
Wow.
biggest room I think I've
This
seen
is
in this
beautiful.
This is very nice.
My aunt was a furniture
Wow.
dealer, so I had access to a lot of different.
How do you have vaulted ceilings when you're only one floor? The physics of this place freak me out.
This
man.
thing goes on forever. Look at this, man. It's constant hallways and foyers.
Wait! I want to see.
nice.
Wait! I want to check this out. Look how echoey this is. Hello. Hello.
Oh, I just got that over here.
Yeah, hold on.
Crazy.
You only said that one time, right?
Twice.
I stand corrected.
Yeah, I was wondering if he was saying, "Hey, let's see how well you can do an echo thing here," and then was challenging you. But then he did his own echo. So
I am my own.
was
echo.
amazing.
Yeah. That means that you heard it like 8 times because of my twice. Math.
Ooh, look, there's a fireplace here.
Oh, nice.
I can't believe.
Ooh, a
I
nice
didn't even
hearth.
see a chimney. I don't know. Understand how this
He's
all
trying
works.
to stay away from the bed, and it's a very nice bed. But
What? Okay.
Why?
sit over there.
Why are you being so
Why are you
weird
not
about the
paying
bed
attention?
and the
Because there's a
fireplace?
thing
What
underneath it.
happens here?
It actually looks like it's the bottom half of my bunk bed. That's weird.
Like it's
I
transposed
enjoyed
down.
the space and I recreated it.
That is odd.
That's weird.
Maybe this explains why no one ever sleeps at Fort Fritz, because there's monsters under every damn bed in this place.
Yeah, makes sense.
Really is the monster, Amanda.
You, definitely. Hairy little
Boggart,
guy,
what-
Boggart
What
guy,
is
you.
monstrous about me?
Have you seen you once again?
Have you seen you?
That's extremely
He's-
rude.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I'm used to it.
Bogart's really freaking out now. He's looking in different directions. What's going on? What's wrong about the bed that you keep pointing to?
If you would have been following anything at all about what I've been saying,
Not at all.
a Mexican monster named El Cucuy lives under my bed, and he is horrifying. Oh dear
What the hell was that?
Lord, no, never mind. I'm going back to the garden.
That was
What?
a creature bigger than you and under your bed.
So something just scared the monster. This is not good.
It's clearly the thing he's been talking about.
The what thing? I
The
don't know.
thing under his fucking bed. El Cucuy.
Everybody's
It's
got
an
a thing in
entire
his bed here. How can I
story.
keep them all straight?
Right.
Flying
What the hell is this?
What?
I don't know. It's a really horrible song. It's hard to-
Hello.
Sir?
I see you over there in the corner, and I want you to know one thing right now. You're in my nightmare, and you're not going to live for very much longer.
Jesus Christ. See, I told you.
Okay, what? I
I
have
didn't
no idea.
think you would be so...
How are we in his nightmare? He's scaring me.
Is he like a desert Freddy Krueger?
He sounds like
What's going on?
Lead Belly.
Or like a short order cook Freddy Krueger or something. I
Yeah.
don't know.
I'll tell you this right now. You better leave, or else I'm going to kill you.
No.
I mean...
Bullshit.
All of us? That's a tough
Yeah,
sell.
there's a whole bunch of us. There's just one of you. We even got a monster guy.
Is there-
Where'd he go?
Is there a deadline?
How about now? Get out.
No.
Well, I mean, like
Now is
at
not
the
very
minute
definitive.
You finish the sentence, or
Yeah.
like is there like a few seconds after the sentence? Because you already said the sentence, so we're already way late at this point.
Can you give us like an actual like integers?
Yeah.
How about this, all right? You get the hell out of my face, okay? But also, if you can help me with something, I'm going to kill you.
Wait, you were just going to kill us a second ago, and now you want our help?
Yeah.
You better give me a tortilla first before I help you.
What's the
listen to
tortilla
this.
situation?
Why
Yeah,
are
let's
you-
let's
we
get
haven't
it.
even talked
Tortillas
tortilla.
making
Whoa!
tortillas.
Hey!
All right, I'll take a nibble. It's warm. It's warm
Nice.
and buttered.
Yes.
Delicious.
That's
a
good.
little
That
rough.
is so.
Those are
good.
real.
I got
That's
special
really
races.
good.
That's real shit.
That's really good.
I think I only need one a week or a day or whatever. I could deal with it.
Seven
It's like
vegetables.
Limbus.
Yeah, but check it out. There's definitely a horrifying, shape-shifting, purity of life motherfucker down here. He's living under my bed.
You have
have
a monster under your bed as well.
All he wants to do is eat my food and,
If I lived under your bed, all I would want to do is eat your food because those tortillas were magical.
They're so good.
It
I
was
mean,
like a little round piece of heaven.
I
I've
appreciate
tucked
that.
some by my ear for later.
I
It
appreciate
may be
that.
the most redeeming thing about you.
But I was so much better at cooking before I suffered this massive stroke.
Maybe it was all the
Yeah,
tortillas.
explain it.
What's the fat in the tortillas?
Now
Is
I
it
feel
lard?
terrible.
Or like
It's not that.
asbestos.
It's not asbestos either. It's not that. It's the Aswang.
What?
Yeah, there's this goddamn pure evil monster called the Aswang.
He gave you a stroke?
He gave me a stroke.
Fuck that.
Why?
Thank you. I don't know.
That's evil.
Yeah, that's really evil. That's
re-
very evil. That's
We
very,
got
very
one that
evil.
gardens, we got one that makes tortillas, and then we got one that gives strokes. Which one's the evil one?
I'd say the evil one would be the strokes. I'd say the strokes, yeah, because I'll take a tortilla and I wouldn't mind having a nice garden.
That's the evil one.
You know?
Yeah, that'd be
I would like
nice.
to. I would like to eat a tortilla in my garden.
Crazy.
That would just like it seems relaxing. You know, when it's like a sun shower.
You know
so
what?
you're not mad about
that
getting a
would
little
be
bit
the
of rain.
moment you'd be like, I made it.
Yeah, you're like this
Tortilla.
is good. All is
Freshly
good
tortilla in
now.
Yeah.
the garden.
Yeah.
Butterflies.
So but the shape shifting thing, that's bullshit. So we need to talk about this.
Right.
What'd you say his name is?
I swang.
Okay.
The shadows in my brain start
And-
hurting.
This is not good. So you're talking about
Yikes.
so there's a
Right.
shape shifting thing called. Haven't you guys ever heard of the Aswang
Aswang.
Oh.
Yes, I have.
or
Again.
Aswang? You can say
clarify.
Aswang,
Aswang.
if you want to go that way. Once again, I must take a sip of my drink and tell you a story. Have a tortilla. Have a tortilla. This is it's a bit of a story.
I'm
You're
gonna nibble
probably
on this
gonna
one.
be-
The
nibble on
last
a
one
tortilla.
I faced it immediately.
He's
Oh
a
my God, they're
ninja
hot.
star.
They're
Look at that. That's
so good, though.
amazing.
He's beat a lot quicker before a stroke.
Jeez, you really,
The
really
tragic character he's
Right?
become.
I like it.
plays
Just-
that
I
card.
like it.
When it comes to tales of boogeymen, the Philippines is more than chock full of them. But the most famous may be the Aswang. It is a shape-shifting creature said to have traits of vampires, ghouls, witches, and werebeasts. So it's got it all. It's got it all with this guy. Witches, ghouls, werebeasts. He got it all. And very much like we were talking about earlier with El Cucuy, that it's very regional. Every region has its own version and tale of the Aswang, so it's very malleable. Now, there is no one description of the beast, as every area has its own version. They even have their own names. Some are called the Tick-Tick, the Bayat, the Wak-Wak, the Sok-Sok, and the Kling-Kling. A common thread of all the legends of the Aswang is its insatiable need for human flesh. Its favorite being children, pregnant women, and, of course, fetuses.
All very supple.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty... That's like along the lines of veal, right? Like
they're pre-marinated. They got it all going on.
Glowing.
Now, during the day, Aswangs appear as normal humans, and they can hold jobs, have friends, and even have families. But at night, the Aswang hunts for human prey. After sundown, the creature will shape-shift into one of many forms.
Like what?
It can become a bird,
Ooh.
a pig, a dog, or basically anything. I mean, seriously, like every story, I mean, like it came to me as an iguana. I mean, it's just pretty much any damn thing.
Versatile.
Yeah, he's got it all going on. But regardless of form, the Aswang will always have a long, proboscis-like tongue.
Ooh.
And they'll use this tongue, if need be, to devour a fetus while still inside the mother while the mother sleeps.
Kind of like a mosquito?
Need be.
If need be, you know, you're hungry,
Nice.
she's asleep, it's there, what you gonna do?
What does that constitute?
If it's there.
You know, it's an opportunist. It's an opportunist. It's not gonna, it's not going out looking for it, but it's there. Come on, I got this tongue. There's the baby. What am I gonna do?
Happen upon a turducken.
This is why
in the
the
middle
Me
of
Too
the night.
movement happened in
Really?
2018.
A creature like this, a baby is a turducken.
Well, it's there.
know.
It's there. I can
There's
stick my
just a
tongue up in it.
Perfectly roasted turducken on the side of the
God
road.
damn
I'm gonna
it.
go ahead and stick my proboscis in here and
A
see
lot
what the
of
deal
amino
is.
acids.
I'd be a fool not to.
Jesus.
Another of its special abilities is the power to change the appearance of other objects. It can transfer plant material, like bamboo, for instance. I just like saying bamboo. It can change it into a doppelganger of one of its victims to hide its feeding habits. He'll kill a person, change bamboo into a doppelganger of the victim. The victim will return to its home. However, it will quickly become ill and die, just to cover up the tracks of the Aswang, so he can continue to live in the village.
Yeah, because it's bamboo now.
Well, they bury it. They bury it, then it turns to bamboo. It's got like about a 48, 72-hour period before the bamboo changes.
Still, bamboo is the fastest growing plant, right?
Very much so. Where there's actually a torture that they used to do where they would take a person, they'd plant bamboo underneath them, they would strap them down and feed them, and the bamboo would grow through them because it can grow up to an inch a day.
Gross.
And so, yeah, that's pretty. Because human beings are horrible.
Yeah.
We have figured out the most horrible ways to hurt people. We're really good at that. Now, they're also skilled at using their voice to trick their victims. The voice of an Aswang will appear to get quieter as if it's moving away from the prey when it's actually getting closer.
This dude's scum. I like it. Like
So
he's
that's
got
where
all
the
kinds of
tick-tick-
angles.
The tick-tick is the sound of it. And the tick-tick would sound like tick-tick.
It's like a hunter.
When it's actually getting close right up on you.
This guy's got strategy.
Yeah, he's on it. He's on it. Now, I'm sure you're thinking, hey, this sounds great. How can I become an Aswang? Well, I got you, fam. I actually wrote that. I am way too old to say I got you, fam, but I put it in there. I sat there at work for like 3 minutes.
Did you put a smiley face after it?
No, I didn't. I put an
Okay.
exclamation point, though. So, all you got to do is tie a fertilized chicken egg to your stomach. Now, after a period of time, the chick embryo will pass from the egg into your stomach.
No.
Yeah, it will happen. Now, once this happens, the remaining eggshell has to be buried in a bamboo tube, along with coconut oil and chicken dung. And whammo bammo, you are now an Aswang. I wrote whammo bammo as well.
Wait.
I wrote whammo bammo.
Wait.
And
Seems pretty simple.
if and you want to transfer your power to another, no problem. Just wait till you're about to die. Hold open your mouth near the open mouth of who you want to transfer the power to.
And
the chick will hop out of your mouth into the host's mouth.
Well, that's
Adorable.
pretty simple.
You will die, and they are now an Aswang.
All right.
So
that transaction is pretty easy.
That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
math
Yeah.
checks out.
I like that.
Now, if the Aswang's not your speed, the next most famous boogeyman of the Philippines would have to be the Pujo Mamu. Now, the Pujo, not the Pujo Mamu, just the Pujo,
Okay.
is a ghostly figure that scares people but does not do any physical harm. But here's the thing. It's usually seen smoking a cigar, which is odd because in most of the legends, it's a headless figure. So, sometimes it has a head, sometimes it doesn't, sometimes a cigar. It can do what it wants to. Now, there are hundreds of stories of the Pujo terrorizing villagers that strayed too far into the forest, often scaring them away from camp just to eat their food and then return to the treetops where it dwells. And like the Aswang, the Pujo has the ability to shapeshift from the size of a newborn baby to the size of a giant.
Wow, that's a huge...
That's a bit of a difference.
It's a big plane.
Yeah. But as scary as the Pujo is, it ain't got shit on the Pujo Mamu. The Pujo Mamu is no spectral being, but it's made of flesh and blood. Parents in the Philippines would tell their children if they didn't obey the rules or stayed out past curfew, they would be devoured by the giant, headless Pujo Mamu.
Ooh.
Now, how can children be devoured by something that has no head?
Thank you.
Well, that's easy. You see, his neck and shoulders are a massive gaping mouth filled with razor-sharp, serrated teeth. Proving...
Why would
just huge...
So it's like an upright thing that just where its head should be. It's just a mouth
giant
of teeth.
gaping mouth where its shoulders are. That just opens up into his torso, and you just
That
throw
seems like the
kids
most
in there.
efficient way to
Like
get.
It's like a walking tree
babies
chipper.
in-
Like an,
yeah.
or an organic like garbage disposal.
Yeah, allowing gravity to just do all the work. It was just like...
Just right out the ass.
Forget
Just
this, like-
right at you.
Like the helping hands in Labyrinth, but just like teeth.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
There you go.
The hell?
There it is.
Now,
So good.
proving that while all cultures have their own tales of the boogeyman, the Philippines, hands down, have a menagerie of the most terrifying ones. I will leave you with a little poem Filipino parents would tell their children about the Pujo Mamu.
Oh, God.
It's so good. Careful, little child. It might hear you sneak. Careful, little child. Don't let the floor creak. Careful, little child. Don't make a sound. Careful, little child. Keep your head on the ground. Careful, little child. Don't hide under your bed. Quiet, little child, or you might lose your head. Quiet, little child. It is looking for you. Quiet, little child, or you'll turn black and blue. Run, little child. It found your hiding place. Run, little child. It doesn't have a face. Run, little child. It's right behind you. Run, little child. From the Pujo Mamu.
God damn.
Well, Jesus Christ.
Whoa! Who the hell threw the bed?
You guys, what's going on down there?
This place has a problem with beds,
What's
evidently.
going on?
This is not good.
I'm out.
Jesus.
Oh, my God, what the hell is that?
That is
Oh,
ungodly.
that's a lot.
headless version of me living under my bed.
That's
I'm
not
dying.
God.
And he's going to eat me.
Oh, my God.
No, not me.
We gotta go.
I'm already gone. I'm leaving. I'm leaving now.
Leaving
Okay,
immediately.
I agree. We should get out there. Let's
Okay,
go.
upstairs,
Let's go. Down.
upstairs,
Let's go
everyone.
up the stairs. We gotta go.
You guys, hurry up!
Wait for me.
No,
I want to follow you home.
shut the door, shut the door. Yeah.
Okay, we gotta get out of here. I don't understand what's going on.